Most JRPG lists keep recommending the same 10 games, which is useful if you recently woke up from a 15-year coma. So these are the modern JRPGs and JRPG-style oddities that actually feel like discoveries.
Inside the Tyrannus, let the children.
Fuga is the kind of RPG where the emergency button is not a bigger fireball. It is the soul cannon, a weapon that can end a fight at the permanent cost of one of the children inside your tank. That sounds like a gimmick until you realize the whole game is built around pressure. You're not wandering through towns and fields. You're guiding a tank across dangerous routes, assigning kids to turrets, managing morale, upgrading the tank, and trying to rescue their families without letting desperation decide for you. It is compact, tense, and a little cruel in exactly the way a war story about children should be. If you want a JRPG that does one strange thing with total commitment, start here.
12 Fragile Lives.
And if Fuga grabs you by the collar and asks how much emotional damage you can afford, WitchSpring R comes in looking colorful, gentle, and almost cozy. Then the systems start biting back. This is a Korean-developed JRPG-style RPG about Pieberry, a young witch hunted by church knights, and the appeal is how much growth is packed into a surprisingly approachable adventure. You train her through mini-games, craft spells and gear, collect pets, explore for materials, and fight turn-based battles where preparation actually matters. The cute presentation helps, but it is not the whole pitch. The real hook is that Pieberry gets stronger because you fed the right systems, found the right companion, and built toward a plan. It has a few rough edges, especially around localization and some version-specific presentation quirks, but this is one of the easiest recommendations on the list. While WitchSpring R feels like a small game that somehow found polish, Astlibra Revision feels like one person spent roughly 15 years stuffing every idea he had into a side-scrolling RPG and somehow made the mess work. This is the action RPG outlier, so do not come here expecting a traditional turn-based party adventure. Come here for chunky real-time combat, equipment mastery, passive skills, crafting, stat allocation, huge bosses, and a time and fate story that keeps escalating past the point where restraint would normally intervene. It is uneven looking. Some parts are rough, some fights get chaotic. And yet the reason people evangelize Astlibra is obvious once it clicks. Every battle seems to feed another system, and every system gives you one more excuse to keep going. This is diamond in the rough energy in its purest form. After Astlibra's maximalist chaos, The Alliance Alive is a very different kind of overlooked RPG. Cleaner, older school, and easy to underestimate because it still carries its handheld roots. This was a late Nintendo 3DS JRPG that later got an HD remaster, which means a lot of people effectively ignored it twice. The setup is classic rebellion fantasy. Humanity lives under demon rule. The world is divided into isolated realms, and several character groups slowly converge into one resistance. The combat has more texture than the simple presentation suggests, with formations, rows, rolls, weapon loadouts, and SaGa-like ability growth giving you room to experiment. It is not lavish, and the lack of voice acting is more noticeable in HD. But if you miss compact old-school JRPGs with mechanical personality, this is exactly the kind of game that slips through the cracks. But if The Alliance Alive is overlooked because it arrived quietly, the Caligula Effect too is overlooked because the pitch makes people think they already know what it is, and they probably do not. Yes, it has students, a fake world, and emotional baggage, but treating it like bargain bin Persona is the wrong lens. That world is built around regret, where people hide from painful reality inside idealized second chances, and your goal is to break out. The combat hook is a preview system that lets you see how actions will play out before committing. Delay turns, cancel attacks, set up combos, which gives the battles a chess-like quality most action-adjacent JRPGs don't bother with. Budget shows in the stiff presentation and limited environments, but the music identity, regret premise, and combat preview system give it a flavor that most safer JRPGs do not have. This is the flawed cult pick, and I mean that as praise with a warning label.
It's nice to meet you. I'm gonna be working here starting today.
The Caligula Effect too is niche because of its budget, mood, and strange combat. Labyrinth of Galleria is niche because it looks at normal JRPG party management and says, what if your party was a puppet army and your menu had homework?
As your troops while you explore underground.
This is a first-person dungeon crawler, and it is absolutely not the breezy recommendation for everyone. You explore a mansion labyrinth as a wandering spirit, build covens, customize soul-infused puppet soldiers, and eventually manage formations that can involve a frankly unreasonable number of fighters.
Advantage of not being human.
The charming look is also deceptive. The game carries mature, uncomfortable material, and the systems can be intimidating before they become satisfying. But for the right player, this is a feast. It rewards commitment, not casual curiosity.
You're itching to start exploring again, aren't you?
As legions of fiends swarm the world.
If Galleria is the deep end of the pool with the lights off, Romancing SaGa 2, Revenge of the Seven, is the rare remake that builds a proper staircase into another famously intimidating RPG
The
design.
new emperor from a variety of potential heirs.
This is not obscure, and I'm not going to pretend a Square Enix remake is some lost artifact found under a bridge. The reason it belongs here is that SaGa still scares off plenty of JRPG fans, and this version finally makes one of its strangest ideas easier to approach. You're not following one fixed hero. You are ruling an empire across generations, annexing territories, inheriting progress, changing emperors, building formations, and learning combat through weaknesses, tech glimmers, and consequences. It still has SaGa weirdness. Good. That is the point. If you always bounced off this series, this is probably the cleanest invitation you are going to get.
Choices.
Should you require anything of us, we'll be right here.
I started regaining my memories, little by little.
And if you've made it this far, you clearly have good taste in RPGs. Like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which JRPG I criminally left off this list.
Well, I haven't found all the answers.
Fantasian Neo Dimension is the one game here with a recognizable name attached. Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy. But it still flew under most radars because it spent its first years locked to Apple Arcade. The Neo Dimension release finally fixes that. What makes it worth your time is one deceptively simple idea. Random encounters don't interrupt you on the spot. You bank them, and fight them all at once later in a bigger, riskier batch. That single mechanic makes exploration feel clean, without defanging the tension. The handcrafted diorama environments do the rest. This one was always good. Now it's finally easy to find.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go to the God Realm.